Well, here we are. It's Christmas Eve.
I don't even have the jingle bells to jingle.
Oh, that's right. That's what we're missing this year.
It's not
the
Christmas
bells.
Eve.
Oh, it's not. Oh, that's true.
It's Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we used to say as kids because we were so excited about Christmas.
Eve?
We'd start calling it Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Eve of the
Wow.
Eve.
Cool. I'm wearing Walter. This is.
I wasn't going to say anything, but...
Well, this is short for Walter Ego.
Yeah.
And my Dingle Balls, which I finally found the second one after a year.
Things get a little crazy when the beaver fur hat comes out. It's beaver fur, right?
I don't know.
No?
I'm not even going to say. Not that I think
What does the
about
tag
it.
say?
Never mind.
Made by Canadian...
People way up north.
We're gonna keep it PC on our YouTube channel ish. I think I made some reference to a Bible earlier, but
yeah, we just want to acknowledge that we are on Clahaman Nation territory, and we really appreciate all of what's gone into this area. It's a beautiful area,
for sure.
And tonight and also last night we were doing our little video in Lund, BC, not London. As I kept being
L-U-N-D.
L-U-N-D, yes. Or as the Swedes would say, Lund.
Lund.
Yeah. So here we are at the end of the road in Lund.
Yeah. It's a different whiskey saloon.
Yes.
But there's still whiskey behind us.
Yeah, bit sparse compared to the
Hardly.
last.
He keeps all his in the tubes, so we don't know if there's any left in the bottles or not.
That's shameful.
Were you just giving me the finger?
No, I wasn't. I was scratching my ear.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
What do we got tonight?
Yeah, we got a whiskey in the glass. That's where it belongs.
Oh, not really.
Or in the gullet.
Least... Oh.
Ooh.
I was just going to start sipping it already, but...
It's got a lovely nose.
Mm-hmm.
Another beautiful sherried whiskey. This one definitely feels like it's got some maturity to it.
There's it reminds me of an old Ronson lighter. The gas or whatever you put into the lighter, the old cigarette lighter.
Okay.
My father used to have one, and it kind of reminds me of that.
Interesting. I'm picking up like Christmas cake and dark chocolate, and maybe even a bit of coffee.
You haven't had any of your mother's Christmas cake lately, have you? Because it doesn't smell like this at all.
No, no.
Oh.
It's different.
Oh, different Christmas cake. Okay.
I meant like the fruits that you get from the Christmas cake.
Oh, okay. Yes, I got it.
Bit of orange peel in there too.
Okay. Well, now that you've taunted me with this, slancha.
Oh wow! I forgot to tell you guys to eat your drum if you haven't got it.
Oh,
already.
forget it.
Sorry.
Oh,
We
don't
went
forget it.
without
It's
you.
very, very good.
Wow.
Wow.
So the first thing that comes to mind for me on the palate is the mouthfeel. It's creamy and smooth. It's mouth coating. Beautiful, beautiful smooth whiskey, and most people cringe when people use that as a tasting note. But
there's a cookie in there. I'm not sure what kind of a cookie, but maybe it's oatmeal raisin. Great. It's lovely. I'm impressed.
There's even a bit of mint in there, I find.
Yes. When I bring it back to my nose, it still reminds me of that Ronson lighter. That there's a bit of a fuel-like nose to it, and I don't know if that's because of what I ate before we sat down.
Was it the fuel or the striking of the flint?
Probably both.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the fuel by itself.
So maybe a bit of a sulfury. Not quite sulfur though. No.
Not quite sulfury.
Okay.
Anyway.
Also getting a bit of almonds on the finish. It's not a super long finish.
No, it's a beautiful gradual finish.
But it's almost like a marzipan or something.
Yeah.
On the finish.
Yeah.
Quite nice.
Cool.
Fantastic.
So,
I hope you
what
guys
do we got
enjoy.
here? Yeah.
The reveal is
Ta-da.
from Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, when he's going to open up his bonus check at the end, and he asks for a drum roll, and all the old folks are trying to do the drum roll with their mouth. They're all like. Sorry, I digress.
Oh, yes, right. Okay, who are on?
The whiskey is Gordon MacPhail, Glen Grant, 1998, which is a 23-year-old, and it is a single cask, and it is what I would suspect would be cask strength, being 23 years old. It's bottled at 53.6% ABV.
Just made it for cask strength. Being that cask strength starts typically at 52%, just so you knew.
But a lot of that would depend on the age of the whiskey too, though, right? Like if you had an older whiskey, you know, it might have evaporated to the point where it's at 50.
But it wouldn't be the
52%.
evaporation that would reduce it, would it? It would be any dilution.
That's a good topic for another video to discuss at great length. But yeah, so Glen Grant. So yeah, I chose this whiskey because years ago, a certain somebody who writes a certain book called Glen Grant 18-year-old Whiskey of the Year.
Oh.
And so I excitedly got to try it after one of the BC's Premium Spirits release at the liquor store. And I was really disappointed. I was like, this is Whiskey of the Year? I mean, it's not horrible, but I wouldn't say it's one of the best whiskeys I've ever had, kind of thing, or anything. So then, maybe it was the year later, or maybe it was that year, I can't remember. I went out and I purchased the Glen Grant 15 because it's bottled at what they call batch strength of 50%. And that just blew my mind. I thought that was a fantastic whiskey, especially for the price, because it's very reasonable. Even the 18 is actually pretty reasonable. So when I saw this independent bottling of Glen Grant, a 23-year-old, I thought it'd be a really fun one to share with you guys, and it did not disappoint. It's delicious, quite a nice whiskey. I hope you guys agree.
I do.
What can you tell us a little bit about Glen Grant? It's a Speyside distillery.
It is a Speyside distillery. It was founded in around 1840. What's intriguing about Speyside is that, for whatever reasons, it became the most popular whiskey in Italy, and in particular among young people. And they actually mix cola in with their Glen Grant, and it's gotten to be quite popular that they're actually doing it in France and Spain as well. I was going to bring a can of cola just to give it a try, which is too bad because
I would have to smack you on camera. No, I don't think I'd be mixing this one with cola.
No, I don't think so. This
purchased
is
it
beautiful
in Alberta, I think, for $275. So
leave the cola alone.
Yeah. I would say if you're gonna mix with cola, then get something maybe a little on the lower side of things.
Well, the other thing to note about Italy is that in 2007, Gruppi Campari ended up buying the company, and because of its popularity in Italy. And it's great because it's nice to see a Glen Grant that's been around for a good long time. I mean, good long time meaning that after the Second World War, it, along with Glenfiddich, along with other, well, we're offering single malts rather than just simply blends. So the one thing I like about the Glen Grant story is that their master distiller is Dennis Malcolm. And Dennis, interestingly enough, was actually born at the distillery and has been there for the rest of his life.
Sounds like a fairy tale to me.
That was back in 1946. So
did he purposely seek out to be born in? Like, did his parents purposely seek out
Well,
for
they
him
were
to be
just-
born
they
there,
were
or did they
distillers.
just
They
happen
were
to
just
be
busy.
there and it was like a storm and they couldn't make it to a hospital? Or
Well, I'm not even sure there was a hospital in the area because.
oh, fair
you know,
enough. Fair enough.
So yeah, I mean, it happened there, and he actually began working at the distillery. I think he was about 15 years of age, and continued on, and is the longest serving distiller in Scotland as a result.
That's cool.
Now, I did mention to you earlier that there's a quote that, of
He wasn't gonna say it, and then
No, I know,
when
I've
he
been
read it
kind
to
of
me, I
back
was
and
like, "No,
forth.
you
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
have to say it. This is my favorite thing in the world."
So Dennis Malcolm, who is not aging out yet, he's got a long ways to go, given how much master tasting he has done, came out one time and said, "Whatever you do, don't cremate me when I die, as I might blow up. Just bung me in a butt and roll it into the ground. And if people don't like me, they can always give it a kick." So there you go. There's a man that's already preparing his
I
future.
love that. He was born in a distillery and wants to be buried in a sherry butt
That's right.
and be kicked by people that don't like him. I love it. Here's to Dennis. And here's to you guys.
Here's to everyone.
And we'll see you guys
Yeah,
tomorrow at
yeah.
Christmas Eve.
I thought
The
it was
final
tonight.
dram.
I haven't even done my shopping yet. Oh, sorry. I guess I shouldn't admit that.